Hello and welcome back again. We're back on this style that we're doing. We're just about doing the yoke section, and we had to take a break, and we're back now. We were going through how the yoke, this is the yoke, and we've slashed up on the lines, and we open out 2 inches. We're going to put in there for the tucks. So you measure out 2 inches. You can put 1.5 inches if you want. It just depends on you how much you want to put in there. So we slash up on the line to nothing at the neck point, because we don't want the neckline to get any bigger. So we open out 2 inches, and then we mark around the yoke up to that point where we've got it open 2 inches there, the first tuck, and we put a mark, and we mark the other section, the space, and then we put a mark, and then we open that out another 2 inches, and then we put a mark, and then we continue to mark all the way round the armhole, and we're going to go along the shoulders, and we're going to come around the neckline. Don't worry about it if it's not smooth. We're going to do a smooth line at the end of us creating the pattern. So we've now opened up. We got 2 inches, 2 inches, and that's going to be our tuck that we put in on the yoke. So once we've got that, you can now remove this piece that you have, but don't throw them away until you finish your pattern. So we take those and we put them at one side, and you can see that this neckline is a bit, it's not nice and curved. So with your curve, we're going to do it, or you can do a nice run around the neckline here, so we get a nice shape. And then we straighten up the shoulders like that, and then what we do now, we cut away some of this paper that we've got here, because we've got to fold out on the tucks that we have here, and we're going to make an arrow to say that we want the tucks to fold towards the armhole. So what we do is we're going to fold on that first little mark that we make, we crease it, and we fold it over to that one there that we've got there, and we sellotape it down. Make sure it goes right over to that line. It's got to touch that line there. You see that? It's touching that line, and it's going off to nothing. Once we've sellotape it down, we do the other one. We fold on that line there, the first mark that we made, the next mark, that's the next pleat, and then we're going to fold it so that it touches that other pleat, that other mark that we made. So this is what we're getting. We're having 2 pleats, 2 fold, and they must touch the lines that we marked like that. So it's touching there and touching there. And so once we get that, we have to make sure we got a smooth line running from there back into there, back into those pleats, back into there. And so what we do is, after we've done that, we got that shape, you can cut some of the paper away so that it will lay down flat. At the moment it's a little bit bulky, so if we cut some paper away so we can get it laying down as nice as we can. So don't forget that edge is your center. This is your center front. Let's just write it there. So you've now folded your pleat, so all you got to do is to add your 1 centimeter seam along that line there while it's folded out. And what I like to do is to cut on that line before I do anything else. So once you've got that, I just want to cut out that shape while it's folded. The reason why I'm doing that, because we need to get a nice run when it's finished, when the pattern is finished, and when we've made our pleat, and we want to put that back into our front bodies. So it's a nice smooth line along there. And then you can just open that out now, and you will see that the lines have been broken. They're going up, out, down, and up. So that is a good thing, because you know now that you've got a nice smooth line there. So you've got a notch there, a notch there, one here, and you mark them in, and you've got one notch there, because you know that pleat goes to that pleat, that pleat goes to that pleat. So once we've got that, we're going to cut out on the center front line because we want that to be on the fold. Right, we're going to cut around the neckline as well because we've got a smooth neckline. If you can't do a smooth one, you use your curve to get a nice round shape back into your neck, shoulder, your neck area, and along your shoulder. You just cut that out, and we're just going to cut out. You've got to remember, you haven't got any seams yet. We haven't put any seams on the armhole, the shoulder, and the neck. So what we do is on another sheet of paper, we're going to fold the paper so that we can place this pattern on the fold because we want it to be on the fold. So we fold that, we crease that paper, that sheet of paper, and we place the pattern piece on the fold like that. And once we place that on the fold, we then mark out the rest of our pattern. So on the fold, that's to the fold edge. Make sure it's secured down, it's not moving about. And then you just mark around your neckline. Get a nice smooth line coming round the neckline. You mark along your shoulders. And then we straighten up the line. We mark along the armhole like that. And then we come along the bottom. Make sure that is in place. And we follow that shape that we have down to a point. And we mark the notch. We follow the shape that we've cut out along the yoke line shape here, because it's slightly shaped. We put the notch in, and then we put a notch in for where we want the pleat or the tuck or the fold, you can call them. And then we just follow the line round for the armhole like that. And then we can take that pattern piece away. So now this, we're going to indicate that the pleats are going towards the armhole with a little arrow, and then that's a notch, that's a notch, that's a notch, and we know that we've got a centimeter seam on the bottom. So all we have to do now